Good morning. The day is February 12th. The time, 9:03. The show, NCTV. Take a look.
Hi, and welcome to NCTV. My name is Mason Snyder.
And I'm Taylor Mostello.
And today we've got a wonderful show for you. We're doing a bunch of promos for the pick, and we've got Hot number 2 with Grab and Go. Our producer Nagy is doing a bunch of interviews with some of the pick students.
We're also having nursing, complaints about snow day, and that's it for today.
This school can help me get a job as soon as I leave. I can get certified to weld and go make money.
Students get the skills and use the equipment that they would use in industry and hopefully be able to transition into post-secondary welding training if they want to go and take their skills to another level there. Or a lot of our students go directly from our program right into industry and start working as a welder as soon as they graduate. C300 Lincoln welders are a 4-process machine. They're computerized. They'll do 400 and some different welding processes, but they'll do the main welding. They'll do stick welding, TIG welding, MIG welding, flux core welding, all with one machine. They're saying in the next 4 or 5 years there'll be 1,000 to 4,000 welding jobs open up because of all the people retiring. And it's a skill that can be used worldwide. Every industry uses welding in their manufacturing. Ships, airplanes, automotive. The stand for this pipe positioner was made by the students, and we're able to raise it up so they can stand underneath it and weld or put it in any position or height. We have this pipe beveling machine. It's a really nice piece of equipment where we can put a bevel on pipe. In between the programs, we all make things for each other and help each other out. Things for the auto program. We'll make things where the auto students can put a whole car on there, tear it completely apart, and be able to roll it in and out of the shop or whatever they want to do. We're able to have equipment here that you couldn't afford to put in every high school in the county. The nicest, most high-end industry standard equipment probably in the whole state and possibly the region.
Welcome back. Today we're doing, up next is the cooking promo for our pick side cooking.
All right, let's see what they have for us.
If you had a cooking class about 2 years ago at NC, you probably had Miss King. And as most of us know, she opened her own restaurant, the Grab and Go Gourmet. Last year, we did a little story on her, but this year, we're checking up on how she's doing in the year 2020.
I really just wanted first to challenge myself and get back into my chosen field of being a chef and see if I could do it. And now that we're a year and a half in, I'm even more excited to just move forward and make it as best as it can be. It's going awesome. We've got some new endeavors. We're moving locations, and we may expand our hours, and we're looking at a second location in the next 2 years. We're moving right next to NC, actually. We'll be on Spruce and Collins, within 500 miles of Casper. So it's considered Rocky Mountain local, and the majority of our produce is coming out of Brighton, Colorado, in a controlled environment, which is GMO-free, chemical-free, and it's inside of a series of greenhouses. We have mainly breakfast and lunch, although we do some catering that includes full-size entrees and dinners and everything, but Everything here is homemade, and we do lots of cold and hot sandwiches, soups, lots and lots of healthy salads, and some light desserts.
I'm Sarah Carrico with NCTV, signing off. If you had a cooking class about 2 years ago at
next up,
NC, you
we have
probably had Miss King.
construction. Let's
And
see
as
what
most
they
of
have
us
for us
know,
now.
she opened her own
just
restaurant,
wanted
the
to
Grab
build
and Go
something.
Gourmet. Last year, we did a little story on her, but this year,
Yeah,
we're checking up
I
on
built
how
an
she's
entire
doing in the
basement.
year 2020.
It was fun.
I really just wanted first to challenge myself and get back into my chosen field of being a chef and see if I could do it. And now that we're a year and a half in, I'm even more excited to just move forward and make it as best as it can be.
Where's the fountain? It's literally pure pain. Yep, that's me. And as you can tell, I've messed up. Let's get into how this happened. I'm honestly so ready. Like, I don't eat as much hot stuff, but I do eat really hot stuff.
I would also advise.
I was so young and naive.
All right. So good luck.
Oh.
Did you explain that?
So how you doing? I'm seeing some tears form, which is always fun.
What the hell is this?
Capsaicin. Hotter than any sauce you've ever had. It looks like you're doing some testing.
It hurts to breathe.
Yeah, well, it's not going to help when you do that. I think deep inhales help a lot. Quick exhales, because exhales burn.
You know those cartoons where the fire shoots out their ears?
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
And in like the next 10 minutes, she'll be mostly fine. So out of the 4 people I gave it to the first night I got it, 2 of them threw up. But that was again because they drank so much. When I did it, I didn't drink anything at all. And I took 2 drops
Oh
of
my
it.
god, your tongue is shaking.
So the guy that gave this to me, he said, if you take 2 drops, I'll give you the whole bottle. And so I did. And that was a good 10 minutes of just ouchie.
Ouchie.
And then my stomach hurt for the rest of the day and the day after, and my poops were burned. But that was 2 drops. I've only done 1.
It'll only hurt for one day.
Yeah.
It hurts more if I breathe and talk.
Yeah, talking is very difficult.
Where's the fountain?
Sorry about that mix-up, guys. We had a little bit of a
It's literally
script
pure
issue.
pain.
Now we're headed to construction. I'd like
That's me. As you can tell, I've messed up. Let's get
one of
into
the
how this
promos
happened.
for Pick again. And Taylor, you've built stuff in the past, haven't you?
I'm honestly so ready.
No, I haven't. Have you?
As much hot stuff, but I do eat really hot
I built
stuff.
an entire basement, so
I was
it was
so
kind of
young and
fun. Not really, but
All right. So good luck.
Oh.
So do you want me to come down?
Yep. Thank you. We'll take another 48 as well. Alright.
That is the 48.
No, we need another one.
Okay.
Yeah. We're trimming out the cabin and getting ready for my push to finish this year. So we're putting up all the ceiling, and then we'll come back and trim the windows out. Then we'll start our carpet up here in the loft, and we'll put cabinets in as soon as we get back from break. And countertops and plumbing and electric, and I will do a little bit of work outside and some rock work on our chimney, and then we'll get ready to market this and sell it.
I've learned how to start from scratch. I could build a shed, build a barn.
A lot of my friends said Mr. Hill was a great teacher.
Working with your hands is something you have to do throughout your life.
I work at Sutherland's, and all of this stuff, when contractors come in and they're like, hey, I need a joist for the roof, or I need this, and underlayment, different types of things, I know what they're talking about.
This is a 616 square foot house with a loft that also has a full bathroom, full kitchen, a 1 bedroom and a living room. Designed with a collaborative effort with Casper College in our class.
There's a lot of team building that goes on actually. I have met a lot of new people, and that's allowed me to get their point of view on things and build a relationship with them, and what helps with that is that we all kind of work together, and that's what makes it the team.
Behind me is a shed. That's a ski shed, so that will be going up to the mountain eventually. I enjoy this a lot because it's out in the field. It's like a job experience.
First of all, I love construction, but we're actually providing our students with something that they would really see on a job site. So this is as real as we can possibly make it. We're taking OSHA classes, we're getting college credit, and we're building this incredible project here that's going to teach students so many different facets of construction, everything from framing and siding to finish work and tile or carpet, wood floors, countertops, all of it. This one needs to be cut back one.
Back one?
Yeah, so let's go, here, let's get a measurement on it. I think something that's really important about this class is it's a truly team-based class. We're all working on one project together. Construction is always done in crews, so we just get to work and know each other throughout the semester and build this project.
All right, thank you for that construction bit. Next up, we have vet science.
Oh, don't you just like pets?
Dude, I love pets, man.
Dude, they're good.
I love them. They're adorable.
I know. Ever eaten rabbit?
No.
No?
No.
It tastes great.
Ew.
You?
That just sounds nasty.
This week for NCTV, we took a look at a different perspective on the classes we have in our county. We talked to some agriculture students at Pathways Innovation Center, and this is what they had to say.
I'm in ag because I think it's a very interesting topic. I think a lot of people should know where their food comes from, or what animals that can help us grow our food, or just how to show an animal and learn how to take care of animals.
I like to see the animals go through and all the unique things that we get to do in the class.
To learn a bit more about the qualities of showing and figure out what it takes to really take proper care of animals.
My favorite part of the class is going to be when I bring my alpacas in, let me tell you.
Probably be seeing the livestock come in, and we work on the livestock, and we do like fake clinics to see what's wrong with them.
Definitely want to get to interact with animals. It's very important to me.
Well, I have a rabbit, so she's my show rabbit. I show alpacas. When FFA starts picking up, I'll be doing some more FFA teams.
Well, I actually show market goats. I've showed market goats for 4 years. I show rabbits, showed them for 3 years, and I showed cattle for 6 years.
I'm thinking about becoming a veterinarian, so yeah.
I plan on being a rancher when I get older.
I think that they should know that it's sometimes can be a fast pace or a slow pace. It really depends on the class. There's different types of ag classes, which one suits your needs. If you want to work with animals, take that class. If you want to do plants, take the plant class.
One thing I'd want them to be interested to know would be all the unique opportunities you get to do, because not everybody gets to do the things that we get to do here.
Definitely, we bring a lot of different types of animals in. I mean, animals that you wouldn't even think are in Wyoming to animals that you definitely see every day, in town or out of town.
For state, I won multiple things for state with my alpaca. I've gotten reserve, champion, and fourth, fifth, sixth. Really depends on how my animal does. But in nationals, me and my partner Alexis Mann, we won 9th throughout the nation for science fair.
That was probably the best experience that I ever gotten to go. It's really nice to get out of the state, see all the other FFA kids there. I believe there was over like 72,000 members there.
Oh, wow. Thank you for talking to us, and I really think that class is interesting. I love coming in here and checking out the bunnies and what other fun things you have for the day. I'm Sarah Carrico with NCTV, signing off.
We're on. Good morning. Today I have two wonderful interviewees here, Mr. Corson and Mr. Ewald here. Not a teacher. And today we're going to talk a little bit about Pathways. So if we start with Mr. Corson, if you could hand him that mic. How long have you been working at Pathways, and what would be your favorite thing about this location here?
I've been working at Pathways since we opened the building. It's my favorite thing about this is all the exciting opportunities it gives students to be able to come over here and explore all sorts of stuff they might be interested in, such things as the Mustang TV, nursing, the culinary, the welding, the construction, the auto. It's really an exciting place, and then we even have the vet science down there. It's a really exciting thing to have the opportunity to come up and explore these advanced classes.
Certainly. So speaking of things that these programs offer, what are some things that your auto program offers to students?
Currently, our auto program offers an entry-level 1 ASE certification. They get that. There's 4 of those, and then I also offer 2 certification of completions that the students can start building the resume packet. That really helps even if they're going into the field of study or if they're pursuing other avenues for careers. It still gives them a good resume package sitting there for them.
Incredible. Is there anything you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to say to the students watching or anything like that?
This is a really fun place to show up and experience. It offers a lot of opportunities as far as advancement. Getting into the like my automotive program or any of the others, you're able to step up, take the next step, explore it. It's a really, really cool place to come visit.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ewald. What would you like to say as a student of Pathways and to the other students that are maybe considering these programs?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. If you enjoy working with your hands or you want to build your resume, as Mr. Corson said, it's a great place to go. I was able to get a job over the summer at a boat shop, which gave me a lot of experience in the field and industry and also gave me a pretty good paycheck. So this is a place that if you even are a little bit interested, it's worth the dive.
Is there anything you'd like to add to this segment here?
I don't think so.
All righty, well, it looks like that's all we have for today for these wonderful gentlemen over here. And now I will send it to Elizabeth. She's got a piece set for us, huh? Correct me? I'm being corrected.
Oh, my.
I'm kidding. I lied. I apologize. Things were changed.
The auto and diesel program is filling a need for the state of Wyoming and for the nation as a whole, with our baby boomers retiring coming up at an exponential rate. This actually fills that need for the technician field, diesel, auto, collision, and it really truly does give the students a skill that they can go out and pursue further education and get into the industry and make a good career out of it.
If I choose an automotive field, obviously I'll have certification, so a good base to start on, as well as actual working knowledge.
And we're almost under the car. We're just gonna send it the rest of the way and they'll catch it.
It's prepared me with countless soft skills, such as being part of a management chain. Employability skills is one of our biggest grades in the class. It teaches you to be on time, working, and doing what your boss says. That's invaluable in the modern day workplace.
Here at Pathways, I run the auto and diesel program like a business. I put people in charge. The students pick out who they want to be their leaders, safety officers, tool room control, and it's up to them to control the flow, make decisions of the level of repairs that needs to be done, sharing the lift with the afternoon class. So there's teaching them a lot of the logistics, thinking on their feet, and trying to just, put them in that real world situation. Here in the auto diesel program at Pathways, we have different sections, and you can see this one is our ATEC lab. We do a lot of, basically it's a car that's been blown up on boards. We do a lot of troubleshooting, get them used to what's in the system. It gives them a real nice hard visual of what actually sets in the car, so when they're looking at the injection system and stuff like that, they got a real good concept of it. And as you can see behind me that this student's working, then this is what we call our live work. This is where we actually take projects in, work on the projects, repair everything from transmissions, engines. And then we have another room that we use as our classroom, and that's where we can also do classwork, some little theory. We also have little activities they work on the computer with, getting up to speed, taking lift certifications. This is an awesome job. I worked in the industry for X amount of years in a field truck, decided to get my teaching degree, and this is just awesome to be able to pass on the knowledge, the expertise, and just work with students in general. And it's exciting to see when they have their aha moments. That's probably the best thing that really motivates me, is when you see a student finally get it and the lights click on. That is just exciting. Or even if they've done all this hard work on an engine, it's taken them for a while, and then all of a sudden that first time it fires up, the celebration that you see within the shop is just exciting. They're excited, you're excited, everybody just gets all excited. It's a great feeling to be working with students.
All right, thanks for that interview and that wonderful story, guys. Next up, we have Elizabeth Hansen doing a live piece. I believe it's poetry? Yes.
No matter how old you are, it helps to be young. When you're coming to life, to be unfinished. A mysterious statement, a journey from star to star. What was unforeseen is now a bird orbiting this field. What wasn't a possibility is now present in our arms. It shall be. And it begins with you. Our often misunderstood kind of love deems dangerous, how it frightens and confounds and enrages, how strange, unfamiliar. Our love carries all those in the contrary. It is most incandescent. So break out a box of Crayolas and draw your family, looking uncomfortably away from the you you've exchanged for the mannequin they name. So I vow to be brave. Clear path through jungles of shame and doubt and fear. I am done with silence. I proclaim it shall be. And it sings from within. Truly, we are enraptured with Whitman-esque urge and urgency. You should help clean up. But you're so busy being afraid to love or not, you're missing out on the fun of clothing yourself in the embarrassment of life. Frost your lids with midnight, lid your heart with frost, rub them all over the hormones that regulate the production of love from karmic garbage dumps. I vow to love you in all places. I vow to love you in all seasons. When you're summer, I'm watermelon balled up in a sky blue bowl. When I'm autumn, your foliage ablaze in New England. When in winter, I am the tender scarf of warm mercies. When in spring, you are the burgeoning buds. Turn yourself into the you can only discover by being other. I vow to love you in all places, in high plains, prairies, hills, and lowlands, in our dream-laden bed, nestled in the nest of your neck, deep in the plume. Voila, you're free. Learn to love the awkward silence. You are going to be, it shall be. And it begins with you. You embrace my resilient metropolis. I adore your nourishing wilderness. I vow to love you in primal ways. I vow to love you in infinite forms, in our separateness and composites to dust and stars and the ever after. Intrepid travelers, lovers, and family, we have arrived. Look, the birds have come home to roost.
Thank you for that amazing poetry. Next up, we have nursing.
I got surgery a couple weeks ago. It was kind of fun. The nurses were very nice over there. Hospital is not fun, though.
There's the specific way on how to wash your hands, and if you don't do it right, then, oh, you're cross-contaminating. Taking vitals, taking blood pressures, doing someone's respiratory rate. Another thing we've learned is doing bedpans.
I am a registered nurse, so I came from the private sector. A CNA is a certified nursing assistant. Now what CNAs do is they provide daily cares to residents and patients within the medical profession. We help them with their activities of daily living, which includes the basic skills that everybody does when they get up, for example, brushing their teeth, getting dressed, with range of motion skills, skills, elimination skills, all the things that people need to thrive and survive. The nursing program at Pathways is really designed to help the students receive a certificate at the end of the year. Now, this certificate will allow them to be a nursing assistant within the state of Wyoming. However, it really ultimately enables them to be eligible for the state certification, which will put that C in front of that nursing assistant label for certified.
And in here they show you why it's so important to get a blood pressure and why vitals are so important, why a change in vitals is important to monitor with a patient, because if they have a change in heart rate or a temperature, it could indicate an infection.
They get their CPR certification and basic life support. That takes us a week of academic class time to complete that program. Also, they'll learn things like brushing people's teeth, feeding. In fact, one of the skills that students are working on right now is the nutrition and hydration skill, because we know that in healthcare settings, oftentimes our patients are dehydrated, and that can lead to the exacerbation of a lot of medical conditions. So being able to identify those things that are the basic needs is important for them to really be successful as they enter the workplace. So the elimination skill, it's really important that those students are able to know how to deal with patients, and we want to look at our patients who perhaps have had surgeries, for example, hip surgery or back surgery, where they're not able to get out of bed and use the toilet as in a standard bathroom. So instead we have some of our equipment, like a bedpan, that will teach students how to use so that they can place the patients on those bedpans to really help the residents meet their elimination needs in a dignified manner. Within the feeding skill, we have nutrition, hydration, and elimination. So we really look at what a balanced diet is like. We look at infection control practices, and so the students learn how to feed more than one resident at a time. We do that by having a family-style meal that would kind of be set up much like it would in a facility, where you're positioned next to a couple of residents. The students are encouraged to really monitor the infection control practices so that they're not cross-contaminating as they're feeding, and so we designate one hand per patient, and if they need to switch between, it's important that they sanitize in between. CNAs are so important because right now we have a critical shortage of certified nursing assistants, so being able to have students go through our program and help fill that need is really imperative to healthcare in general.
And we are back with another interview. Back with my homeboy here, Tanner. He's gonna be my interviewer, second in command, and our good friend Dimmick, Jake Dimmick. Dimmick's been a student here at Pathways. He left us. He left us for culinary. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, culinary is an amazing program here. The film program is also amazing. That's one of my favorite things here, so it's pretty cool.
Why'd you leave us?
I wanted to try something new.
What? So, what's your favorite thing about the Pathways Innovation Center?
That you can explore something new. You can do something, and with some things you can get like a certification.
Why'd you leave us, Dimmick? Why did you?
And now to Snow Day. Are we not going to Snow Day? We going to Snow Day? We talking about Pathways? What are we doing?
We're talking about Pathways and the Snow Day. See, what happens in these awkward airs of silence while Chain of Command is trying to figure out what they're doing with Snow Day, we get to sit here, and we have a few seconds of free space. Dimmick, is there anything you'd like to add? Radical. Tanner, is there anything you'd like to add? We're short on time. Be quick, boys.
Are we short on time?
I actually don't know.
Horrendous amount of time. We don't know.
We're not sure.
This is a little look behind the scenes of what this promo has actually all been about.
My name is Zach Ellertson with NCTV, and here's some chilly interviews.
It was good. Probably a good idea because it was super, the visibility, you couldn't really see when driving, and the wind didn't help that at all, so it was probably good to do it because of safety reasons.
I think that it was very well needed. It was a good choice.
I think it was a necessity with how bad the road conditions were and how like, I don't know. It really was, I think our school district finally did something that needed to get done rather than just, you know, trying to avoid having an extra day at the end of the school year.
You know, I mean, I think that they should have built a snow day into the school year, but because they didn't, then unfortunately they have to make that up because the school district decided to make a odd decision for being in Wyoming.
Monday, I think it was a good idea to have a snow day because I couldn't get my car out of the driveway. So I appreciate having a snow day that day. You know, if the police and garbage collectors and everybody are having a snow day, I think it's a really good idea because it was a pretty dangerous day to be out. So yeah, I think it was a good call.
Well, it puts us a little bit behind. I think it was good that nobody was out traveling in it because it was a mess, but...
We got a lot of cold shoulders, but that's okay. Back to you.
Hi, I'm Bob Price with Clear Channel Radio, and I fly 6 radio stations every day, but I watch NCTV.
I like my students to be able to express themselves when they're in my class. People want to know what goes on around NCTV.
Enjoy it because it goes way too fast.
All right, roll. And take.
Technical difficulties in the road.
That done. I know it was really hard. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Have a good day.
I work full-time in the freelance film industry, and I definitely would not be here in this amazing career without NCTV and without Lance Manzi.
I am currently living in Los Angeles, California, working in the TV and film industry. I can 100% honestly say that NCTV is the reason I am where I am today.
I'm a filmmaker based out of Los Angeles, and I'm actually here where it all started for me, which is NCTV.
NCTV participated as a group this year in the March of Dimes.
I've worked on big movies, little movies, commercials, as a crew guy, as an intern, as a director of photography. Now I own my own production company. I produce and direct a lot. What Mr. Madzi has created here is not something that can be duplicated.
I was in NCTV. All 3 years I had at least one class in Madzi's. They were the best.